Hello everyone, this is Ms. Sarah Bassioni. We're going to be working on Unit 2, Lessons 1 and 2. Our theme of the day is around the city. So I'm sure you're going to imagine what our topic is going to be about. Let's get started with our objectives. We will talk about famous places in Cairo. We will read about 2 places in Cairo. We will answer questions about a tourist leaflet. We will talk about the past using the past simple. We will use regular and irregular verbs in the past. So I would like to ask you, which places are famous in Cairo? So I would like you to think about the famous places that you have visited or heard of in Cairo. I'm sure there are many places such as the Citadel or Cairo Tower or maybe even the museum. So think about the famous places that you know and just jot them down in your notebooks. Let's go to question 2. Have you visited these places? Yes or no? We're going to be reading a text about beautiful Cairo, and then we will match the words and the pictures together and check our answers. The 382-meter-long Qasr al-Nil Bridge, with its 2 lion statues at each end, crosses over the Nile. There was a bridge here, Gezira Bridge, in 1872. However, the bridge became too busy, so Cairo needed a bigger one. King Fuad opened Qasr al-Nil Bridge in 1933. Many people like to walk along the pavements of the bridge in the evenings. You can walk across it from the east side of Gezira Island. You can walk across it from the east side to Gezira Island. There are wonderful views of the river from the bridge. The Citadel in Cairo is one of the most important monuments in Egypt. You can see its towers from a long way away. Some people call it Salah ad-Din's castle. This is because Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, the famous king, built it to protect Cairo. It took 8 years to complete. Work began in 1176 and finished in 1183. There are also 4 museums in the Citadel. You can visit several mosques too. Now, I want you to look at the pictures A, B, C, and D and match them with bridge, castle, pavement, and tower. So, exercise 2 answers are: A is the pavement. The pavement is the place where people or pedestrians are allowed to walk. B is a bridge, which is the part where cars can drive over. C is the tower, the long tower, and D is the castle itself. Now, I would like you to reread the tourist leaflet. Which places can visitors go to inside the Citadel? So which places can the visitors go to inside Citadel? The answer is you can visit 4 museums and several mosques. You can always pause, write your answers, and then check your answers with me. Now we will jump to exercise 4. Question 1. When did Qasr al-Nil Bridge open? The answer is in 1933. Question 2. Why is the bridge a popular place for many people? This is because there are wonderful views of the river from the bridge. Question 3. Who built the Citadel? And that is King Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi built it. Question 4. Why did he build it? He built it to protect Cairo. And question 5. How long did it take to build it? And that is, it took about 8 years to be built. Let's jump to lesson 2. Now, I would like you to underline the regular past simple verbs and circle the irregular past simple verbs. So we will underline the regular verbs in past simple and we will circle the irregular past simple verbs. Let's get started. Number 1 is done for us. Let's read it together. There was a bridge here, Gezira Bridge, in 1872. So we will circle was. Number 2, King Fuad opened Qasr al-Nil Bridge in 1933. So here we have a regular past tense verb and it is opened, so we have to underline it. Question 3, Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi built it to protect Cairo. Okay, built here is used as an irregular past simple verb. Therefore, we circle it. Number 4, it took 8 years to complete. So we're going to circle took because it is an irregular past verb. Work began in 1176 and finished in 1183. Therefore, the answer is began. Began is an irregular past tense verb. And finished is a regular past tense verb. Now, let's jump to our grammar box, the past simple tense. So, to make the past simple form of a regular or normal verb, we add ed or ied after removing the y. So, our examples are open becomes opened, arrive becomes arrived, study with a y turns into studied with an ied. Now, what about using irregular verbs? Irregular verbs have different forms, and you can always go back to workbook page 40 to check them. Now, a couple of examples are buy becomes bought, take becomes took. So the spelling is extremely changed. So you need to study those words and really know how to use them. The next one is, or the next part is, we form the negative of regular and irregular verbs for all subjects with did plus not or didn't plus the infinitive form. Let's look at the example to understand better. I did not arrive late for school. So here we use did plus not plus the infinitive form. Or you didn't buy a new notebook. Here we also used did plus not plus the infinitive form of the verb. Note that there are other forms of past simple verbs that can't be changed into negative. By using did, didn't, was becomes wasn't, were becomes weren't, could becomes couldn't. And we also form the question for all subjects with question word did and infinitive. What time did you go to bed? Or why did he buy that shirt? Now, what about yes or no questions? We use did or didn't. So we can say, did you watch TV last night? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Now, we're going to complete exercise 2. Complete the sentences with the past simple form of the verb in brackets. So the verbs are written in brackets. All you have to do is read the sentence and use the correct past simple form of that verb. Number 1 is done for us. Let's read it together. We did a test last week and Hanan blank all the answers correct. So here we will say, and Hanan got all the answers correct. Let's look at exercise question 2. Let's look at question 2. Yesterday, Omar blank to school by bus. He blank next to his friend. We want to use the past simple form, so we will use went. Yesterday, Omar went to school by bus. He sat next to his friend. Question 3. I see or saw. I saw your sister yesterday. Did she make that dress herself? Here we're asking a question, so we will use did. Let's jump to number 4. We had lunch at a restaurant. The food was very good. So here we use the past simple form of have and be. blank, you go to the museum last week. No, I blank. So we will say, did you go to the museum last week? No, I didn't. Now, let's jump to the discussion part. Use these verbs to talk about these times in the past. So we can use the verbs buy, eat, have, live, see, travel, do, go, like, play, study, visit. You can choose a couple, you can choose 3, and just use them in your conversation. You can also use last night, yesterday, last week, a week ago, when I was younger. Let's look at the example first. Last night, I did my homework and played football with my brother. What did you do? I did my homework too, but I also visited my cousin. Now you can say, last night, I bought ice cream for my whole family, and I did enjoy it. So you can create your own examples. Guys, have fun with this activity. Just choose any verb you like, use it in the past simple form, and discuss with each other what you like to do. So that's a wrap. We have completed the following objectives. We talked about famous places in Cairo. We read about 2 places in Cairo. We answered questions about a tourist leaflet. We talked about the past using the past simple form, and we used regular and irregular verbs in the past. Guys, you did a great job today. Thank you very much. That was Ms. Sara Basuni. Have a wonderful day.